Hello fans, friends, or just random click-happy bastards. Today's video is a small detour from my Why I Don't Creation series. However, I feel it is relevant and certainly on topic. What rant-heavy mental meandering do we have on the docket today? Why, the ongoing Teach the Controversy debate of whether creationism or intelligent design should be taught in schools. The short answer? No. If that answer is enough, then I'll see you next time on Evidence versus Truth in Genesis Part 2. For anyone else, I'll briefly explain why I don't think creation or intelligent design is fit to be taught as curriculum in the classroom. So first up is the original counter-proposal to evolutionary science. Creationism, the OG reactionary theory. Not that you can really call it a theory in the scientific sense. Rather than a fact or evidence-based description and explanation of observed occurrences, creationism, specifically young Earth creationism, is an explicitly faith-based religious claim that the passages of the Bible are to be interpreted literally in regard to the six-day creation of the cosmos. Creationists also make the claim that the organisms we know today were created, fully formed, as opposed to the gradual process of evolution via natural selection, genetic drift, and etc. Christian groups like the Institute for Creation Research, or Answers in Genesis, are big proponents of this kind of creationism. But rather than providing evidence to support their claims that the Earth is less than 10,000 years old, they seem to focus more on casting shade on any evidence to the contrary. By definition, a theory should have explanatory and predictive capabilities. Creationism in this way fails, as it can't be demonstrated to predict any system of occurrence or behavior. Young Earth creationism starts with explanations given in the biblical text and builds a worldview based on this, disregarding anything that doesn't fit that framework. A theory should form from evidence, not the other way around. Creationism is the worst kind of confirmation bias. Anything that disagrees with the Bible is just plain wrong. As such, it's not only not a theory, but it's outright theological. I don't think any religious ideology belongs in any classroom, certainly not in a science class. Schools, when given government funding, lose the ability to support one religion over another, be they public schools or universities that receive government funds. Schools should not be allowed to further the ideological teaching of any religion. The government has no right to legitimize or endorse any system of belief by proxy, and unless the Hindu version of creation, as well as the Nordic tale of Earth's formation are included, along with every other theological origin story, and these are part of some kind of world religions class, or some other non-science curriculum, creationism has no place in school. But then some would respond with, what about intelligent design? It's totally a scientific theory. Except that, no, it isn't. Intelligent design is an umbrella concept that contains many different worldviews, but the common denominator is usually that some divine power, or deity, is the prime mover or catalyzing factor for existence, and in some versions, for life itself. Some people who argue intelligent design believe in evolution, but argue for God as being its director. Others seem to believe in ideas like irreducible complexity leading to God as the only possible cause of the universe as we know it. Proponents of this God of the gaps approach to a theory often will say it doesn't specify what kind of God is indicated by intelligent design, so that it doesn't qualify as a religious teaching. It seems to be merely a coincidence that most are Christian. But whatever the motivations behind this idea, the fact is that it still doesn't fit the bill for a scientific theory. It doesn't explain anything in a testable framework, nor does it have any predictive capability to explain future observations, nor are there any ways to verify its truthfulness. The God or deity that is the center of this proposed explanation is a featureless nothing, void of any identifiable characteristics and beyond scrutiny or critical inspection. It's not science, it's pure presupposition. Hardly worthy of a school lesson. But my overarching point is that the assertion of God in absence of any real supporting evidence is fine if you do it in your home. It's fine if you do it in your churches, or any non-government supported private religious schools. But when a religious claim is made, and the government decides everyone has to be exposed to that as if it were on equal standings with scientific claims, well, then separation of church and state means nothing. And at least in the Supreme Court case of Epperson versus Arkansas in 1968, it seems that this was found to be the case, as the U.S. Supreme Court found the teaching of one religion's claims in the class was in direct conflict with the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment of the Constitution. That clause states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Which, to me at least, would mean that the government can have no hand in establishing a religion, legitimizing or favoring a religion, nor does it have the authority in regard to disbanding or disallowing one. Teaching the religious doctrine of creationism, or the religious assertion of intelligent design, would fly in the face of that. And what really pisses me off is when the religious say that evolutionary biology is just a theory, not knowing what theory means, and then say that science in general is a religion too, just like Christianity. Science, which is replicable, reliable in its methodology, and predictive in its ability to describe recurring features of reality with amazing precision. Science is not a religion. It is a method by which we learn and better our understanding of the natural world, based primarily on observation and evidence. Religions are based upon faith and the acceptance of things without the need for evidence or observation. The desire to have scientific theory and religious ideas treated with equal weight in classrooms, especially science classes, is ludicrous. The science at the heart of evolutionary biology has given us insight into hereditary medical issues, information on our human ancestry, and advances in medicine and volumes of data on the spread of disease. The study of genetics has clear benefit. What benefit is there to be had by allowing a theological interpretation of reality into the classroom? That's it. Rant over. If you have stuff to add, or have a different opinion or outlook on this undying issue, let me know in the comments, and subscribe. I'm always happy to have people around who will challenge me. Even if we disagree, we can still have good conversation. I think it's healthy. Thanks for watching. Have a science-tastic day. Is an explicitly faith-based religious claim that the passages of the